Alright, so for today I wanted to make a comic book cover for my supervillain, Dark Turn. And it is for the very first issue for her entire story, so this one is her original backstory. This one is called Villain Run Amok. Her origin starts pretty simply. She's a somewhat timid sophomore in college, and she doesn't go out much. She mostly just spends her time studying and working. She gets dragged off to an off-campus party. This party gets a little out of hand, and a sober, somewhat overwhelmed Anna is handed a pill. Someone tells her that it's Molly and that she'll feel better if she takes it, and it's a stranger. She doesn't know this person. They've never talked before. She is battling with depression, and so at this time she thinks that this is going to help her kind of boost her mood because she's at this party, she's miserable, she's overwhelmed, and so she takes the Molly. She walks outside for some air and kind of just hangs out there for a while, watching all the chaos from outside. Before she knows it, she is high on Molly. It's almost unrecognizable even from what she's heard about from her friends and from textbooks because she is a psychology major. She's wigging out and she wanders down the street trying to kind of center herself and wanders onto some stranger's yard and lays in the grass. And suddenly she hears an explosion. Kaboom! There's Anna, she's booking it to the source of the explosion, and the party that she was at, the house, is up in smoke. There is fire, there is confusion just within her body. High-pitched ringing in her ears begins to ensue, and her head begins to pound. Moments later, she collapses on the ground before passing out. She wakes up the next morning in the hospital. A nurse is humming in the corner. Bright lights force her to squint as she shifts around. There's pounding in her head, and the nurse hears her and turns around and tries to ask her what happened and be like, just to let you know, you're in this hospital, and we're going to try and help you figure out what might be going on. They can't find an answer for what's going on with Anna. She started with having nightmares while she was asleep between the period of her being found in front of the house to going to the hospital. She was the only survivor that they know of this house catastrophe, and so they only have her as a source. And because she was high on Molly, she doesn't know what happened because she left, and so they don't know what happened. They release her, and she starts to go insane. So that is the first issue of Dark Turn. I think that this is going to turn into a really cool story with a lot of potential.